out there. If you are engaged in this video right now, that means that you are ready to take the necessary steps to become an amazing classroom teacher. I'm so excited for you right now because this video will provide you with tips that you can use throughout the entirety of your teaching career. Let's get started. Classroom management is a challenge for most brand new teachers. It is a skill that requires a strategy. But what I believe is that classroom management begins in the hallway before the students even enter your classroom. It is very important that you greet your students in the hallway outside your classroom door in between every class. It is important because they need to feel your presence before they ever enter your classroom. It is also very important that you have rules to govern them as they wait outside your classroom door. For instance, you can require them to stand and wait in a single file line, and that they never enter your classroom without your permission. You should have a non-negotiable rule that every student must report directly to his or her seat immediately upon entering the classroom. Also, make sure that you always have a bell ringer or warm-up activity prepared for the students to start on immediately once they enter the classroom. And this activity should be located in the same place every day so that there's no question about what they are to do for the first 5 minutes of class every day. You should also have the day's date and the day's agenda listed on the board every day. This helps to keep you on track, and it gives the students a pretty good idea of what to expect from class that day. Also, it creates the image of you being very prepared for class, which goes a long way with very observant students. The first day of school, you should make sure that you have a list of rules, expectations, and procedures for your students. They should each have a hard copy of these rules, expectations, and procedures, and you should orally discuss them with the class. These expectations should explain what you expect of them, and they should also outline what they can expect from you. Does everybody have a copy of the rules, expectations, and procedures? All right, we're going to go through them one by one. Rule number 1, wait in a single file line in the hallway before entering the room. Okay? Never enter the room without my permission. Rule 2, report directly to your seat every day. Never stop at a friend's desk or go anywhere else in the classroom without permission. You always report directly to your seat. Number 3, never stand up in the classroom without permission. You must raise your hand and ask for permission. Be sure to stick to these expectations. Remind them of the rules daily. When situations arise, always refer back to the rules that they received on the first day of school. You may ask them questions about the rules that apply to particular situations, and in those cases, you are holding them accountable for the rules that they agreed to on the first day of school.
Katie?
Yeah.
She peed her pants and broke her leg.
Azaria, sweetie, how many times have I asked you to turn around in your seat? That's too many times. I'm gonna have to go ahead and move you. Go ahead and grab your things and come over here. Thank you very much. provided you with some very simple yet very, very effective tools for managing your classroom and obtaining and maintaining the respect of your students from the very first day of school. Now I would like to provide you with a few special tips on how to obtain and maintain the respect of not only your students, but also your colleagues and your administrators. Tip number 1, always be prepared. When I say prepared, I mean always have your lesson plans done and always have your copies made. Never walk into your classroom in the morning without having all of the copies of all of the activities that you will need for that day. It makes you feel a whole lot better, a whole lot more at peace when you have everything you need before you even leave school that afternoon. Always make sure you have what you need for the next day. I can give you to protect your career and your certification as a teacher is never ever leave your students unsupervised. Never turn your back on your students. You should always make sure that either you are in the classroom or another adult is there watching over your students. Even in between classes, you should always position your body where you can see what's going on inside your classroom as well as what's going on in the hallway. Never assume that your students are going to do the right thing in your absence, because if you do, you may be setting yourself up for a very, very bad situation. Always supervise your students. Saying good morning to each student as they enter your classroom, calling them by their name or complimenting them on their new haircut. Letting them know that you noticed that they have a nice new pair of shoes. These are ways that you can give the students individual attention to let them know that you notice them, to let them know that you like them. Those are all very, very effective ways to create a good rapport with your students. Although they still may have never seen you smile or laugh, they will know that you enjoy being there and that you enjoy being in their presence. The best way to make them feel welcomed and to make them feel valued is to learn something about them the first week of school. So perhaps give each student a chance to stand and introduce him or herself and tell you a little bit about their family and their background and maybe what their favorite hobby is. Show genuine interest and continue to let them know that you have not forgotten the significant things that you learned about them the first day of school or the first week of school. This will be very, very important throughout the year as you continue to build relationships with them. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I hope the information that I've provided here can be of assistance to you in many ways and for many years to come. Thank you for all that you do as an educator. I hope you have a wonderful year. Good luck.